Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are joining. Warm welcome from myself. My name is Henri, and I'm sitting here in Trondheim, Norway. And I just realized a few minutes before the start that we had the wrong title up there, but I'm sure all of you are in the wrong place. So today we are talking about underwater operations and a new type of operator. So don't mind the previous title up there. But before we get into it, it's nice to see so many out there. So we have over 20 joining already, and I'm sure there will be plenty joining after. But to start out with, I'd really love to hear where all of you are coming from and where are you joining from, and just give a warm greeting in the chat so that I get a bit of a picture where you're from, and I can tune my chat as well. So there's already a couple of messages coming. So thanks, James, Guillaume, Eric, Stefan, for the introduction. It's so nice to have all of you out here with me. I would love to encourage all of you to ask questions during my presentation and my discussion, to be as interactive as it can be for 25 attendees. You can make sure that in the chat function that you are chatting to everyone, for all panelists and attendees, if you want everyone to see it. Otherwise it may be just for myself, and I will try my best to pick up any questions out there as we speak. There is the Q&A function, as you can see on the screen. That's the surest way to get your question to me and to be answered. And I always like to, I do these webinars every other week, and I like to challenge everyone to try to get a question out there that I can't answer, because that means that I will learn something myself, and I'll be sure to follow up later with a response if there's something that I can't respond. Looking at the chat, it's so cool. We have France, Long Island, Norway, Massachusetts, Trondheim, Saudi Arabia, Aberdeen, Bahamas. That's so cool. So cool. Thank you everyone for joining today. So I think it's time to get to the topics of today. Obviously, we're talking about underwater inspections. We're talking about underwater operations. It's really something that is common for all underwater inspections, is underwater, let's say, missions, is that there's some type of inspection going on, whether it's a service or whether it's a in-house operation. And traditionally, underwater operations have been very much as a inspection service type of model. And today, I'll take a little step on how things have changed, how the market is today when we talk about visual inspections below the surface. And then look at the key attributes, the key features, and what has enabled this change from tools that very few have had access to, that have been tools for specialists, for engineers, for guys with overalls, coming to today, where a long-haired software salesperson like myself can take a day and go do a vessel inspection at a port. What has happened in the market for this to be reality today, and why is Blueye in the market in the first place? And then we'll end on a great question of who is this new type of inspector, what's in the headline of today. But as said, keep the questions coming and all the way, and if just ask for me to elaborate if I go too fast or if something does not make sense. The ROV market, remotely operated vehicles market, it's I'll step a little bit aside so you'll see the picture on the left or right side for yourself. ROVs have traditionally been huge, the size of a room or the size of a car, operated by several people that are certified ROV pilots. They've been used in pipeline inspections, offshore, in heavy industries, in aquaculture, and so on and so on. And on the opposite side of what is like if you look at traditional inspections, commercial divers have always played a big role in exploring the underwater, inspecting assets, making the reports and doing the work below the surface that these industrial ROVs haven't done. Of course, the divers were there even before the industrial ROVs. And to make it clear for everyone in the beginning that I believe that divers will remain in the market. We are not here to replace them. We at Blueye believe that we will support dive operations and make them safer and more efficient when humans are involved. But that's the two areas where, let's say if we look 10, 15 years back, where the industry has been either human inspections or inspections done with massive robots that cost a fortune. We fast forward to today, let's say 5 years back, 3 years back. The market has seen a tremendous amount of underwater drones, mini ROVs, whatever you want to call them. These small, accessible, portable tools enter the market. On the left side, there's an illustration of a toy drone, and in a B2B setting, that's a fair term to use. What I mean by toy drone is maybe this kind of consumer type of units that are very, very light. Maybe they have a great video image, but they are very light and can't take a lot of current and can't take the requirements that industrial experts needs or a B2B setting would require. Not touching that and too much today, but in the middle, and of course you can see our beautiful Blueye Pro in the center, comes this inspection tool category. These underwater drones that are built for visual inspections, for quick access below the surface so that anyone can use them. And some characteristics of these tools are that they weigh enough for one person to carry, for one woman or one man to carry. For me, that means 10 kilos, 20 pounds. It's a one-man operation. And that's also a requirement to handle a certain amount of current, that there's enough weight of the unit. If you half the size, suddenly it does not take very much current. It does not give you stability, which the end result is it does not give you very good images, and therefore your inspection has not been very successful. Other characteristics for these tools are they're easy to use. They can be deployed within minutes. Anyone can do it, and that's the key thing, that anyone can deploy the unit. But again, I'm not in the consumer category. One needs to know what one is inspecting, and that's the whole purpose of today's webinar, is to show what today's tools can do for experts who are not divers, nor are they certified ROV pilots. They are responsible for maintaining their underwater assets, and they can estimate themselves what type of fouling is occurring in the hull of the vessel, what is the condition of seawater intake. They can do inspections in a harbor or a marina, and they can look for cracks in a hydro dam. They can inspect pipelines. They know what the asset should look like, and they have the ownership of the maintenance of it. So that's the kind of target audience I'm facing today, and would love to hear. I got a good amount of messages coming from the where you guys are joining from, but the industry part, even more interesting to hear. What would you like to inspect? If you had a great tool, what would you like to inspect? What would you like to do with it? Let me know. This image comes is an illustration again with of our beautiful ROV in the center. A big portion of our customers come from fish farming, and that may not be a surprise considering that we are a Norwegian company. But I chose this statement out there because it positions our product quite nicely in the market. So Morten Nystad from Nordlaks says that compared to similar sized ROVs or underwater drones in the market, the Blueye drone is in a class of its own. We work in a challenging weather at times. While that may limit the use of industrial ROVs, the Blueye drone is able to hold steady position while inspecting. This quote makes sense in terms of when I tried to describe the weight. The stability is the key of inspections. Stability is the key of high quality inspections, because if you may have the greatest iPhone in the world or the greatest camera in the world, the greatest optics in the world, if your hand is shaking, the image will be very poor. So therefore, in addition to a great camera, you need a very stable unit to be successful. So I started out with look in the history. The market has always had to use commercial divers when they have wanted to perform inspections. The benefit of divers is that they can do a visual inspection while they are working. Or using large ROVs that have traditionally required high maintenance or certifications in order to be certified for using them. So what has changed? Why are we here? Why is Blueye here? Why are we talking to the new type of inspector? The first point that I see is that regulations regarding underwater inspections are increasing. And from the seat where I look from, that's a good thing. Because, for example, in California, hydro dams need to be inspected annually. There's a regulation for that. Governments and companies want to take care of their assets. They want to lengthen the lifetime of underwater assets, whether it's a ship hull or whether it's pure concrete or anything below the surface. Regulations are increasing. So like the maritime industry is facing high regulations towards cleaning the hulls of the vessels, doing propeller polishing within certain time. Is not only for performance related issues, it's also for regulations in order to be more green and take care of our oceans. So these kind of increasing regulations that come in all industries require more inspections. Also, safety regulations, we are taking more and more care of human aspects like commercial divers. Commercial divers need to inspect and perform in teams. That requires 3 to 4 divers going below the surface. Compared what a robot can do, you can go with 1 person or 2 person doing an inspection. The cost savings and the efficiency one may gain from that makes it possible to inspect more often, and we go from reactive, something has happened, I need to see, something has happened, I need to fix, I need to clean, into inspecting more frequently, taking care of your assets, and therefore prolonging the lifetime of your assets, like whatever they are. I have to be a bit of a generalist today, but again, if you give me feedback from what you would be inspecting, I can point out more specific use cases. Underwater tools are more accessible than ever. They can be used by anyone today. You see in the picture there's a gaming controller and a mobile phone. That's one part of the game, so that it is easy to use, but there are many specific points to be touched later on. But I will take a look at questions while we have been asking for it, so I need to answer them as well. So Guillaume, thanks for asking, what is the current operating limit? So today the Blueye drone can be operated up to, or their forward speed is 3 knots per second. And that is as how fast the unit can go. It depends on what type of inspection you are doing, what type of deliverables you are looking at. I would estimate 1 to 1.5 knot current to be operational limit for our units, and I would say that that is where these portable units go. So no, it is not operational in all conditions. Therefore, a dive plan is needed, and one needs to take advantage of when is the best time to inspect, if possible. But great question. Thanks for asking. Looking at the chat, environmental impact of seafloor from wastewater outfalls. Great indeed. Focus vessel survey, yachting, dams, river structures, electric turbines, private marinas, boats, search and rescue. Blueye brings a drop and go product, exactly. The deploy and drone, deploy and go. Hull and prop survey. Question from Tyree. Does the drone have a different performance profile between saltwater and freshwater operation? And in saltwater, does it require any additional care and maintenance? Great question. So we have 2 ballast weights in the bottom of our ROV. 2 weights for saltwater, 0 weights for freshwater, and 1 weight for a mixture. And all, of course, our unit is designed to be neutrally, slightly positively buoyant. So if any issues occur, the unit will surface and you will not lose your underwater drone. We have noted 1 lost ROV from 750 that we have sold out, so none are, not only 1 is lost so far. But the differentiation of the care and maintenance for saltwater, it only requires rinsing, freshwater rinse after a saltwater dive, and that's when I talk about accessible units for everyone. The maintenance part is very important as well, but in that sense, we don't need, in Blueye, we don't need to have a pressure pump, for example, every time we change the battery. The unit is designed in such a way that the only maintenance you need to do is the freshwater rinse after the dive. So that makes it easier for people who have other tasks as well, not just inspecting a hydro dam or inspecting a marina. I've heard there's a lot of people with busy schedules, so that kind of stuff helps a lot when you're not really this pure service provider getting all of your work done by the sea or by the freshwater. The ease of maintenance is really important. Andrew's asking if picking up a reference point, how can we show that a crack in a blade, for example, is 20 centimeters? We will get to that point very soon in Blueye, where we can detect and measure distances. For today, we use the experience of the inspector. So with a few dives of experience, one is able to know the distance from the wall or the object, and then manually estimate what that is. And because we have a great reporting tool inside our tool, it is easy for the inspector to also document his estimation of the distance, so that the other people who were not physically there can see the inspector's view. But I'll show a report later on today, so I'll get back to that point. Thanks for asking the question, Andrew. But yes, a tool that can be used by everyone. I wanted to give a brief nutshell on Blueye. It's not just I'm talking about the market, but we are in a important part of it is our position there. So there's many new names on the list that I haven't talked to before, so a warm welcome. I love it when there's new people joining our webinars. But Blueye was founded 5 years ago to revolutionize underwater exploration, revolutionize underwater inspections, make the ocean accessible for everyone through a user-friendly tool. That is the core reason why Blueye exists, so that there would be a tool that everyone could use and explore the ocean, take care of their assets. Today we are headquartered in Norway, in Trondheim, and we have partners in 20 countries. So the good part is that we are able to support global customers. I know a lot of you are joining today from the US, and that's really important that we can support with local expertise. But of course we are also looking for help on representation. But 20 countries is a good start for a young company like Blueye. We have our own R&D development team consisting of hardware, software, and electrical, mechanical engineers, and of course the commercial team is here. We take care of development. We've already launched 2 units, and we will update a new unit very soon next year, enabling us to be more significant into the B2B market, adding accessories in addition to just the visual component of the inspections. Like I mentioned today, we've sold roughly to 750 customers in 35 countries, but the majority of them are small business owners and enthusiasts, showing that these tools are not the only customers are not the large oil companies or the large global shipping companies. We do work with Equinor and Inchcape and Jotun and Maersk as well, but the majority of our customers are small business owners working, operating, taking care of their own assets in a cost-efficient way, saving their money from having to use external divers. So there was a question from Sham asking, does Blueye Pro can be fitted with forward sonar, CP proximity probe, and a laser scaler? So the response today is unfortunately not, but very soon we will have a model coming up with guest port, and the guest port does not do those things, but it enables such equipment that you mentioned to be attached to our ROV. And the good news is that we are building upon our existing hardware platform, our proven technology. So every unit that's out there, all those 750 units out there and going out there very soon, can be upgraded and enabled with the guest port very soon next year. So we're definitely moving towards that category. Sham, thanks for asking. Jake, can the Blueye payload be extended to include custom sensors or modules? The similar answer to that. Today we have a GoPro mount on top and in the bottom. Anything that's close to neutrally buoyant can be attached. It runs on its own battery. However, the future will be bright in that category, and we will, with the guest port, be able to attach more equipment to it. Thank you for the questions. A tool for everyone. I think I've been saying this a few times today already. But what does that really mean? And what is the inspection deliverable? And there for us, it's been really important to understand that underwater inspections are not done just to have fun. They are performed to get findings. They are made to make decisions on. And to be able to make good decisions and document what is happening below the surface, one needs a great camera, and one needs to be able to obviously operate, but then share this information. And for today, I'll share 2 ways of sharing this information. For example, from an in-app reporting tool, we can create high quality reports directly from the operating system of the drone, from a mobile phone, or we can live stream footage. We can involve more decision makers than ever before with a 1-second latency, watching these underwater inspections while the professional, the asset owner, or whoever the new inspector is performing the inspection. So the deliverable is really important, whether it's a picture, video, live stream, or a report, Blueye is really focusing on making the deliverable even better so that it fits the reason. There is a reason why the inspection is done. I've already mentioned a few times user-friendly, and I'm sure that a dozen out of a dozen ROV salespeople call their units user-friendly. What does that mean for Blueye? That means that, for example, my 65-year-old mother can do a sailboat inspection in calm waters. That means that turning on the unit does not require engineering degree. It is okay if you have one, but you only need to turn it on, use a mobile phone, and you are ready to dive. It means that there is no maintenance requirements done. The only thing you need to do is freshwater rinse. You do not necessarily need training. You need hours of experience to operate in hard currents, but in a swimming pool environment or a marina environment, in an environment where it's safe to not get tangled, everyone will be successful in their first inspection. However, going more into professional environments like ports, doing vessel inspections, doing mooring inspections, going offshore, yes, it is important that you have, let's say, aerial awareness, position awareness. You know what functions to use. You can do a dive plan and so on and so on. But to be successful on the first go, it means that's what user friendliness means for me. Like everyone will succeed in taking a picture and an image the first time they deploy the unit. And this has been important, for example, in the hydro industry, where these dam safety engineers, maintenance managers have bought the unit in order for them to inspect assets when they travel around the country and doing these annual or biannual inspections. Technical superintendents have started to buy ROVs from themselves so that they can do periodic inspections. Some vessels have ROVs on board so that first officers, chief engineers can perform inspections. I would say today in Norway, almost every fish farm has an ROV there where several people operate it together when needed because the deployment is so quick. Jake's asking a question of how compatible is the data stream with GIS? How are GPS coordinates recorded during an inspection? Is this completed with board hardware, or would auxiliary sensor be needed? Thank you for answering my previous question. No problem. For GPS coordinates in the report, we can only use the coordinates coming above the surface by default. But of course, for underwater positioning, we are able to utilize external hardware, such as, for example, a battery run water link. And when we come with a guest port, we will able to take power out of the ROV itself, and that will broaden the use of accessories. So underwater positioning is extremely needed for many type of inspections. But currently, the positioning is based on manual feed and estimations and dive planning in a proper way. And we're very happy, Jake, to get more in depth with your questions on a follow-up session. So just thanks for asking and keep them coming. Can you highlight how payload affects hydrodynamics and the balance of features versus performance, cost of extra features? Great question, Dustin. The payload affects hydrodynamics, in my view, always in some sort of a negative way. The more heavier the unit is compared to what it was built, it will affect speed. However, when built properly and balanced properly, we can take advantage of a great hydrodynamic design as Blueye has. So our unit, if you look at the shape, is heavy on the bottom and light on the top, which creates the stability around the camera, which is the most important feature of a visual inspection tool. It depends a lot on what type of payload are you talking about. Are you talking about a multi-beam sonar, or are you talking about a additional light or a sensor? So in general, it's common sense that the heavier the payload, the more it will decrease the unit's maneuverability, and the lighter it is, the less it is. But it's a bit of a case to case. But a great question. Thanks, Dustin. Cost of extra features, again, depends on what kind of equipment you're adding. So the Blueye Pro comes with a price of around 15,000 US dollars. Positioning systems start from 7,000 US dollars. So that's a good example of often the need of the positioning system decreases after the cost appears, and the cost of the positioning system was from an external system, not from Blueye. Great questions. I wanted to show a brief. I think there's so many questions that I might run out of time today, but the example workflow, because these inspections with ROVs are often done by new type of inspectors. So I want to highlight that even though I'm saying that you don't necessarily need training, you don't need to be an engineer, you do have to have a process you follow, specifically if you're trying to get great results out of it. Always I emphasize the planning part, reading the current, understanding the risks involved, what kind of wind and weather conditions are involved, and understanding what am I going to deliver. What is the asset you are going to look for, and are you building a report, are you building a video, or are you looking at it real time using drawings, for example vessel drawings, or in hydro plants using drawings to help yourself locate and utilize any signs you have below the surface if you are maneuvering without for example a positioning system. Deploying, that's as simple as it gets. I think it was Andrew who said drop and go. That's how it really is. It's just lowering down the unit. We have our customers lower down the unit from the deck of a tanker or from the marina. It's anything between 1 and 30 meters go. We've lowered it down from an oil rig ourselves. So really portable in that sense. Always recommend to work from easy to difficult to easy to maintain battery life. So our unit comes with a 2-hour battery life, so there's no surface power involved. This makes the unit more portable. You can air travel with it when that kind of operations are allowed again. You can ship the unit from place A to B, as well as you will get the thinnest tether in the market, which helps fighting resistance below the surface, fighting currents below the surface. So some advantages of using battery instead of power. In inspecting, I will share these two deliverables, a report and a live stream next, so I'll jump through them. But again, I want to highlight the need of creating a report immediately after the inspection, not 3 days after, going to your laptop, uploading the pictures, creating your own template, using an Excel sheet or Word document, sending it by email and back and forth. No, you want to inspect, you want to use the app you have to create the report, make the findings while they are fresh in your mind, while you still remember the conditions, and send it right away, share it right away. If not, even use live streaming with a 1-second latency to involve remote viewers. Add comments, add analysis, share and store. I mean, this is very basic 101, but it is going to the direction that technology today makes it easy to store and share this information, so you can take care of the assets, you can lengthen the lifetime and prolong the lifetime and get cost savings towards that way. I promised the feature of live streaming. I'm gonna show this really quickly. As you can see from the center picture, that's probably the most serious face I have ever put off, and probably have watched too many live streams and not really impressed, but this is pretty good visibility from close to our office. And here we have 5 people watching a live inspection done through Microsoft Teams. So we have connected our ROV with a 1-second latency towards the stream. All of us, the inspector included, collaborating through voice seeing going back and forth, go up, go down, go towards the aft, see is there fouling there, is there bubbles coming, is that an oil leakage, can you turn on the lights, involving governmental authorities, involving your customer, involving your boss, connecting people in a time where physical appearance is more restricted than ever. I think this is a key difference of what Blueye is able to do today, to bring this view below the surface for everyone and discuss at the same time. Next is the reporting function that I've been talking about a few times. Let me see if I manage. Yes. So for us, like I said, our focus, we know we've built what we believe to be the best ROV in the market, but I don't believe that's enough. I think the post-processing, what is done with the footage, what is done with the pictures and the video matters more in today's world. And for us, this is an example of a report that is generated within minutes after finishing the dive at the marina itself. All this data that you see in the report is pre-filled by our app. Nothing has done manually in the first page. Showcasing a few images that has been taken by the inspector and chosen from many pictures from the dive he did. And also using an iPad and a pen, for example, to make annotations to the image and show the person who will watch this report or show himself watching this report 1 year from today of what the findings were. And this makes it really easy to use the fresh mind you had after the dive. This is an example where a pen was used, but here below on the text part, one could use their mobile phone or laptop or iPad right after and write comments and share the expertise, because again, the purpose of Blueye is to bring these tools for the expert, not the dive expert necessarily, but the expert of the asset who understands the fouling, who understands the condition of the pipe, for them to make their own comments. Here, more examples of using the images and putting some life into it with the comments and expertise from the inspector. One can show flow direction in this example again, thinking of none of you were in this dive, but so you need all the information you can from the inspector. And compared to what kind of reports I've seen from the market today, Blueye and the technology, the software enables so much more to be put into the report within minutes, not 5 days later, which is often the case. But going back to the press, just a sec. Maybe I'll take a few questions at this stage. We have Robert asking, any advice on marketing the drone for work? Can you elaborate what do you mean for marketing the drone? Very intuitive, idiot proofing how to tackle problems. Nice. Yes, that's very needed for it to be idiot proof. I've lasted almost 2 years in the company. I've done hundreds of inspections, and I'm a walking example of an idiot proof tool. So my background is very much not from the engineering department, but I managed, so thanks for the comment. But the intuitive part is something that I would like to add to when I was talking about user friendliness. That is the most common feedback I get from our users, for the first time users who try the unit. This is intuitive, and that's as simple as when you go left, the ROV turns left. When you turn right, the ROV turns right. When you go up, it goes up. And again, this might sound like, okay, Henry, you're talking to idiots, but not all units, not all technology, not all underwater technology operate like that below the surface. There is a significant learning curve from some technology. So when the Blueye is used, the control system is extremely intuitive and extremely sensitive, so that people can inspect more easily. But thanks for the comment. Andrew's asking, how robust are the controllers? We plan to do a lot of inspections. Are there issues with vessels that are in EX zones, for example? Great question. So as you see in this picture with the question, who is the new type of inspector? We have our marketing director, Uda, in this picture doing I think this was in some sort of port area where this inspection was done, but you can see the gaming controller that is used. We have chosen to utilize gaming controllers because they have been developed to be user-friendly. They have been developed to fit the hand, and more importantly, they are very cost-effective. So it is a true weakness in a way that the controller is not the most robust part of the unit. I will tell you that. It is not waterproof, so it does take splash, but it is not waterproof. The benefit of it is that it is very cost effective. You can use a PlayStation controller. You can find a dozen different type of controllers to use with the unit. But if you take care of it, most customers who operate in heavy rain or in heavy industries where they have to rely on the hardware, they have 2 to 3 controllers as a backup. But then again, they're talking about the unit itself. We have 0 leakages out of 750 units out there. So that part is the most robust ROV, I'm proud to say, in the market. But the controller, you spotted the weak spot. So it is a disadvantage of using something really commonly available. When it comes to EX, the R unit is not EX approved. So there's a surface unit and the controller and the that are not EX approved. The EX approved phone could be available, but that is a definite restriction out there for EX zones. Great questions, Andrew. I am a civilian trying to get into business and say hull inspections. What would be the best way to find clients? That's a great question. That's maybe that's too long of a response from my end. That's a challenge for myself sometimes also to find customers who need hull inspections. I would look at vessels coming to your port, very openly available online. I would look for fleet managers, superintendents, or the captains of smaller boats to look for customers. What is expected lifetime span of the unit? I would say 1 year for the controller, 1 to 2 years for the tether, and 5 to more years for the unit itself. So the above surface material will be shorter lifespan than the unit itself. But as I said, there hasn't been a single leakage of our units so far. Right. But concluding, there's so many questions that I've a bit run out of time here, but I want to conclude on what is the new type of inspector. And I think I've been going back and forth around the topic. Some examples: the new type of inspector for a shipping company might be the first officer. It might be the chief engineer. Instead of relying on divers and scheduling them, they deploy the unit right from the deck of the vessel. It may be a technical superintendent who travels from port to port, from vessel to vessel, combining scheduled inspections. The new type of inspector may be a dam safety engineer traveling around looking at their underwater assets. It may be anyone working on an offshore rig, anyone looking at offshore wind farm installations, inspecting those in a cost-effective way. It can be any expert in a marina, a local marina, looking at ferry inspections, yacht inspections, underwater construction, bridges built, pre-planning operations, you name it. It's Navy, defense, looking at contraband in vessels. There's so many new types of inspectors, and the core quality of all of them is that they are responsible for the lifetime, they're responsible for the performance, they are responsible for sharing information below the surface. And I believe that today technology has come to a level where it's accessible, it's usable, it's durable, and the findings are easily to be shared with external stakeholders through Microsoft Teams or other streaming options involving people all around the world, or through the reporting function stored to yourself or to other people within your company or community. It's quarter two over here. I have had a great session with all of you. I think this is the most questions and comments I have received so far. Thank you for all of them. I will be happy to respond to any questions or doubts you may have. I will be sharing a recording hopefully tomorrow by a follow-up email for all of you. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or doubts. henry@blueye.no by email, or here my name. I've connected with a few of you in LinkedIn. If not, connect with myself, stay up to date. I would love to continue discussions and be more in depth. Today has been very general, showcasing some of the key features, what makes this tool accessible for everyone. But I want to be more specific with yourself, share the references that we have in almost every water related industry, and show how our customers are doing the inspections today. So please reach out to me, and we can book a next session, or maybe connect with one of our global partners as well. So thank you all for joining, and I mean, still it's a great opportunity for you to ask questions. I still have time. This is the most important thing that I do is talk to customers, and now I can talk to many at the same time. But thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Haya. Thank you, Guillaume. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Andrew from RC Marine Services. James asking us submitted a resume and was wondering if you have a chance to review it. I'm currently in Trondheim. Like to meet with you. Yes, I have seen your application that it came. I have not had a chance to look at it in depth. I will look at it right after this section. Very innovative way to ask and follow up. Points for that, James. Thanks, Haya. Thanks, Andrew. And there was the lifespan. Yes. All right. If that's it, good day. I just watched a video yesterday that what's the need to wave your hand in Microsoft Teams and Zoom meetings these days. You don't end a meeting with a wave either. I don't know, but it feels natural to do something with your hand during these times. So that was a wave for me. Take care, safe, and keep smiling. Have a great end of the week, everyone. This was a pleasure for me. Bye-bye.